What kind of coffee?
Black coffee.
Yeah.
I have no clue. Folgers Crystals.
What?
That's fair.
Some instant coffee. It's a bitter drink, bitter hot drink, which I do enjoy.
Why? You son of a bitch.
Sometimes the bitterness can be invigorating.
Yeah.
Other times I'll go ahead and just absolutely drown my coffee in sugar and creamer.
You no good damn bitch.
Yeah, the 𝗁𝗵𝗃𝗀 coffee is good. I like doing those too. What can I do to kill some time? I still need to make a trailer for my stream here.
You're lying to me! You told me this was right!
There's like some new system rolling out where you can put like a channel trailer, but it has to be less than a minute long, and any trailer I've ever made for my stream has been like 2 minutes. I gotta edit something down. And most of my stuff is so heavily edited as it is. It's not even really a good representation of what my stream is like. Maybe it'd be worth just putting on there regardless.
You've probably seen plenty of other streamers or YouTuber that has their own thing. Just as a reference to work off of.
Yeah, it'd be useful if I could use it for a couple different things.
How do you feel about your experience on hidden camera?
Angry.
I've never actually used my Patreon or anything like that, or tried to push that whatsoever. Mostly because it's like the page isn't built up at all and there's no trailer on it. I feel like I'd need to flesh out the whole brand over on that page in order to start leveraging it.
Yeah, that's understandable.
Maybe we'll get there someday.
Hello.
Hey, there he is. So, attention everybody. Let's get started here. Today I have with me my good friend Cathaticus and my good friend Kojac once again. Welcome, gentlemen. Today we're going to be talking about Combo Breaker, memories of Combo Breaker, good times, bad times, frustrations, excitement, and all that fun stuff. Would anybody like to begin?
I'll go ahead and start us on off. I may be confusing it for Frosty Frostings only because they're so similar in area, but I'm pretty sure it was Combo Breaker. You had ordered that large deep dish pizza.
Oh yeah.
It was way too much pizza for just you and everyone in your room. So you had invited me and ended up forgetting about plates, and we all ended up using the cardboard box the pizza had come in.
That was one of my more brilliant ideas in my lifetime, I think.
It was fantastic. A wonderful issue of...
Hey, there's plates built into this.
Yeah, just rip it up.
Rip and tear. Real quick, I know we just got started. I wanted to go over the... I was supposed to do this beforehand, but talking over each other, avoid that. If we do, pause, let someone repeat what they said. It makes editing easier later, and apologize for nothing. All right, let's keep going. The memory I have of Combo Breaker was that I had the opportunity to room with one 𝗁𝗏𝗍, dealer of the juice. Some of you may be familiar with that whole phenomenon that happens at tournaments. I was able to help him mix the juice and serve it up to people. He had a rule when people would come into the room to pick this stuff up. He's like, don't go past the juice. Get your stuff, get out of the room, carry on. People kept breaking that rule, basically. And they were like, hey, while we're here, can we just use your bathroom real quick? If you've ever been in one of these lineups to get this drink, it's a busy scene. People are lining up out the door to get this stuff. He like tweets it out and he's like, hey, everybody come to room whatever, get your stuff and get the fuck out. And people were like, hey, just real quick, I want to use your bathroom. This kept happening. And this was the first time I've ever experienced anything like this. And this kept happening. And I just keep thinking about the poor toilet and having to use it later. Cause I'm like, all right, none of these people really give a shit about this toilet because they're not in this room. Like they're not staying in this room. They're just like, hey, I'll just use it quick and get the fuck out. And so God only knows what's going on in there. And they keep going. And eventually I had to put an absolute stop to it. And someone ended up tripping over the whole setup at one point.
Oh no.
And it didn't spill anything. I was just like, all right, I need to actually put my foot down here. I grab the guy by his arm, I lift him up, and I'm like, get out. Get the fuck out of the room. Get out of the fucking room. I end up pointing to get out. Poor 𝘁𝗵𝗵, he's got his head in his hands. He's just like, oh my god, this is a fucking nightmare. Turns out it was 𝘁𝗵𝗃𝗃.
Oh.
And I was like, hey, wait a minute, I recognize you. You're that jam player.
No exceptions. Out.
Yeah, that was my first impression with a couple of them, so that was a good time. Kojac, you've been to a couple combo breakers.
Good one.
Did you only go to one, or have you been to several yet?
I have literally never been.
You've never...
You
It was
bring
only
this up?
Frosties, okay.
Yeah, I was gonna bring this up whenever you were done, but I don't have a horse in this race. I've never been to a combo breaker.
Have you ever spectated a combo breaker on twitch.tv?
Yes, I have.
Alright, do you have any fond experiences with that?
Auction tournaments. Those are pretty cool.
Auction tournaments. What games did you watch?
I watched the Dragon Ball auction tournament. That was a riot, man. Watching the teams that came out of that.
I'm not sure if he knows how to play any of those characters anyways.
I know they played it on the retrospective, which is why it's still fresh in my memory. Apology Man.
Probably not that important in the long term, but he just got rid of the character he doesn't know how to play.
Extra crushing defeat. There's some great imagery if you go looking for that set.
Oh, I need to find that.
Yeah. He loses to someone pressing vanish and him dying, which is absolutely awful in Dragon Ball.
Rolling. Oh, yeah, Gotenks.
Gotenks, who else? Trunks.
Both of these teams are a little ugly.
Yeah, that's weird.
He sits on the stage defeated at the setup for a good couple minutes, I believe.
Explain the nature of the auction tournaments for anybody that doesn't understand how those work, such as perhaps myself.
The auction tournaments basically is an auction where you auction for your characters.
It's just so good, right? Nobody knows how to play these characters.
Oh, okay. This is like a real money dealing where you purchase your characters.
These are kind of ugly teams.
You know, I think I saw that same thing happen for 𝘠𝗏𝗏𝗏's All-Stars. There was a combo breaker where that got ran.
I do believe you're right. I vaguely remember that.
What's happening, you guys?
Inspirational.
Yeah.
Sorry, you're real humble with it, man. Man's a tripod. You gotta have that swagger. Redemption.
Yeah.
Redemption.
Team.
But tonight,
Listen.
𝘠𝗏𝗏𝗏's All-Stars. He's got every cosplayer in the building on his arm.
Tell
He's
you
got
right now.
9 Y chromosomes. I got glaucoma. We got Guilty Gear, Dragon Ball, Street Fighter 5 Tekken, Under Night, Blaze Blue.
Day
This
one.
is Music Esports. This is FTC.
Yeah, that was pretty hype.
They are single elimination brackets. I believe they run them on Friday, if I remember that correctly. You bid on characters or teams. When you outbid people and you get your team, that's it. You're locked in.
Okay.
For a team game, that could be pretty rough, too, because people will counterpick certain team compositions, so you can end up in pretty rough situations.
Apology Man can't quite finish.
Yeah, I mean, oh my. That's not
a
Piccolo.
Piccolo.
That's not
That's
Piccolo.
not my Piccolo.
That's not my Piccolo either. The Dragon Rush, green stuff. Kill him.
Just jumping back like he's just pretending he's playing another character.
Yeah.
Just jump back out.
You did jump back L vanish. Like, you're not Piccolo, bro. How does that work?
It seems like for non-team games, you just get the characters, but for team games, I do believe they're full teams.
That's huge,
on.
actually. Just Trunks left. This is pretty big. It's a one-touch match.
Yeah, Skeezer with the right touch can kill.
Yeah, let's see it.
The guard cancel. The vanish to beat the vanish to beat the vanish. Apology, man.
Get the hell off the stage.
That's it right there. I shouldn't be laughing at this man's pain so much, but it's really funny.
Let's see here. Another good combo breaker memory. Oh, 𝘠𝗏𝗏𝗏 sent me a picture of his ass once. It was his ass and 2 other asses. He must have been drunk. He sends me this fucking gibberish Twitter DM, and along comes this picture, and I'm like, oh well, I guess they're gonna go hang out by the pool, so I think I'll go join them. Later on, though, I ended up playing 𝘁𝗃𝗃 for the very first time. This was one of the first times I hung out and met 𝘠𝗵𝗏𝗏𝗏, one of our locals. Also got to play 𝘁𝗃𝗃, and 𝘠𝗏𝗏𝗏s and I. We had a pretty good time doing that. I was forced to play on stick, though, which was surprisingly effective considering my lack of experience with 𝘁𝗃𝗃.
What a great game.
Yeah, you and Lou would play 𝘁𝗃𝗃 at casuals all the time whenever I'd hosted here. That was always fun. I didn't get in on that quite as much as I wanted to. I'm trying to think of some other good memories. Oh, I remember having a conversation with Tasty Steve once. We were hanging out outside. This is another case where I don't remember if this was at Frosty Faustings or Combo Breaker. It could have been either, but I remember having a nice conversation with him because he's a Zappa main, from what I understand, and we kind of related on that. He had mentioned getting into a top 16. I was talking about I have this goal, get into a top top 16. If I can do that, I'll feel, well, I mean, there's always a next step after that, but that's like the short-term goal once tournaments are open. The advice he gave me was to visualize the win. In order to get that far, or as far as you need to get to, like, confidence is so key as far as fighting games are concerned that if you're not envisioning yourself winning this damn thing, you won't. You have to do that or you're going to psych yourself out at the 11th hour, like clockwork. He gave me that advice and I did pretty good that time. I must not have envisioned it strong enough, or I must have lost confidence at some point, but keeping a good head about fighting games, envisioning your victory, and having the confidence no matter who you're going up against is very important for success. He's the one who ended up sharing that advice with me, and it kind of stuck with me.
Yeah, that's definitely some advice I can vibe with. Like, anytime I've ever looked at a pool and I've seen a big name killer, no matter who I'm talking to, even if it's the person themselves. I sat down at, I think it was Taku or something, CEO Taku, and I had Squish in bracket. And I sat down there and he's like, hey, you ready to fight the Evo champ? Being cool and trying to bullshit. And my reply was, I'm ready to fuck up the Evo champ.
Yes.
And his reply was, good attitude. And we had a fun set.
That's awesome. Man, that's awesome. Good on you.
Squish seems like a real nice guy.
I remember Squish. He's been killing it. I mean, Evo champ and all that. Man, he tried to psych you out. That's he tried to psych you out with that.
He definitely just wanted to have fun.
That's good. But yeah, it sounds like he had the right attitude too, and it sounds like you guys had a good set. This Combo Breaker retrospective turned into a pretty general tournament retrospective, which I'm all for. Good memories all around, good people and experiences. Do you fellas have anything else?
Got nothing.
I'm good.
On that then, I wanted to thank everybody who's watching. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks for chatting with me, Cathaticus. Thanks for chatting with me, Kojac. Thanks for the laughs. Thanks for the love. Thanks for chilling with us this evening, and you all have a good one. Peace.